Okay, hello, thanks for joining me tonight. My name is Danielle Pfeiffer. I'm an independent consultant and regional vice president, and you are on our multi-region empowerment call. I love the first call of the month. It is getting started for new consultants. And we have our phenomenal area manager, Kim Mason, going to start our new consultants tonight. So if you are new, hopefully you have your action plan with you, your 100-person list. If you are not new, hopefully this just helps empower you to go out and start people strong. Prior to Kim going, I'm going to ask a beautiful woman, Stacey Fudella, to jump on. She's going to share her story with you tonight, and I'll just have to say I just respect and admire this woman. She holds herself with such grace, and she's one of those people that were on my lobster list. So if you don't know what that means, you may have heard the word chicken list before, and that's typically the people that for whatever reason were scared to talk to them about Arbonne. And there's an awesome training, lobster list training, and it's about your list of people that you're scared because they are so amazing. They're like a fine lobster. So I am so excited for her to jump on and share a little bit of her story. So Stacey, can you unmute yourself?
Does that work?
Yep.
Can you hear me? Okay. I didn't know if I was capable of all this technology stuff. Lobster. That's really interesting. We'll have to talk about that another time. So, hello everybody. My name's Stacey Fudella. I think I've met a number of you, and some probably not. Hopefully soon. But as Danielle said, I am an independent consultant for Arbonne. I live in Hamburg, New York. I'm married to the love of my life, and together we have 8 grown children and 9 beautiful grandchildren. I'm currently employed as a full-time TV and digital media sales executive. While I enjoy my career and really like what I do, what I don't have is time freedom. I really don't have the ability to decide when and where I work. And what I want to do is I want to travel and spend winters in warmer weather with my husband, who's nearing retirement. So I first heard about Arbonne products several years ago when a neighbor became a consultant and asked me to attend her launch party. I bought a few things, and that was about it. Then 2 years ago, a former coworker connected with me on Facebook, asking me to take a look at what she was doing with Arbonne. She invited me to attend a group presentation, and I don't think I went to the first or even the second one that she invited me to, but eventually I did. And when I did, I was surprised to learn that Arbonne had expanded and was more than just a makeup and skincare line, that they included nutritional products. And I really liked this combination. It spoke to me personally. So little did she know that I had been looking at network marketing as an industry and even been approached by several other companies. I wanted to find a way to transition from my current career to something that had more flexibility and time freedom. However, it still took me a while to actually decide to become an Arbonne consultant because I had some of the same fears that probably you did, or maybe still do. I wondered, can I do this? I mean, what is my family and my friends going to say when they find out I joined a network marketing business? And then how can I sell Arbonne products when I've only used a few of them? I don't even know all of the products. It was a little intimidating. Fortunately, the culture that is Arbonne addresses all of these concerns and more. And that really is a big part of why I joined. I knew that I could connect with the products personally, but I could also see that the support that was available to me as I ventured into this new opportunity was there, and that I didn't feel alone. As an independent consultant, I offer quality products to consumers that will help them be healthier. But even more, I can help people improve their life by joining the business, and that feels really awesome. I've always believed that personal growth and continued learning is important, and no matter how old we are, we should keep doing that. And everything about Arbonne encourages personal and professional growth and betterment. I'm excited to attend my first GTC in a few weeks and truly just soak in more of the Arbonne culture. So as I'm working to grow my Arbonne business, I keep thinking that one day soon I can step away from my current job and replace or exceed that income with my Arbonne income. This would allow me to finally have the time freedom and the ability to choose where and when I do my business, which is hopefully somewhere warm and sandy during winter months with my husband. So thank you for letting me share my story tonight and for listening.
Thank you so much for that, Stacey. We really appreciate it. It's these stories that help us all grow. Next, I'm going to introduce Area Manager Kim Mason, who's going to get you started. So Kim, if you want to unmute.
All right. Well, thank you all for jumping on or listening to the recording. And this is our getting started call. And I want to just welcome all of you, whether you are newer to Arbonne or even if you're maybe relaunching your business. This is for all of us. And one thing that we talked about in our Rochester Discover on Monday was the theme of hope and how Arbonne offers us hope. And as I look at starting a business with Arbonne, there is a lot of hope that comes with that. And as you begin something new, as you focus on dreaming, maybe for the first time ever. And there's a lot of excitement and change. And this can be for those of us who are just starting. And it's also relevant for all of us who have been with Arbonne for a little bit longer, because we have the opportunity to go alongside with somebody as they launch their business and repeat it over and over again. And that is the exciting part of Arbonne. And so if you're just starting out, this is all brand new for you. There will be a time, and probably the not too distant future, where you will be walking somebody through the same exact steps. And the awesome thing that we have is we have some great tools. So we did talk about the Arbonne Action Plan, and you can get this on carlitanelson.com. And if you haven't already downloaded it and filled this out, I would strongly encourage you to do this. We're going to talk through this so you can still take notes. It's okay if you didn't get it done. And even if you haven't looked at yours for a while, it's a great refresher. And it's great because this is how we get started, but this also really truly becomes our business plan. And the wonderful thing about how Arbonne has structured our company is it's simple. It's not always easy, but it is a simple system. And so we're going to walk through the steps of the action plan. And there is also the component for consultants that we have put together so that you can walk people through that as well. So that's the, I have the name of it right now. It's written here somewhere. But I'm just going to talk about the action plan. And before we get started, I just want to set some expectations, because expectations are really, really important. And in so many ways, expectations can make or break us. When you think about relationships and there's expectations, if they're not met, sometimes we're discouraged whether they were realistic or not. So as you go, the first one is to really remember that your title is independent consultant. And I talk to my students in second grade all the time about independence, and we have a capital I, and that means that you're doing it on your own. The beauty of Arbonne is you're in business for yourself, but you are never alone. You're making decisions for your own company. You're the CEO of your company, but you will never, ever be left alone. There are people in your upline, there's people on your sidelines, there are systems and strategies, there is training. So though you are an independent consultant, you are always supported along the way. And that's one of the wonderful things about the culture of Arbonne is we're designed to always have support. We have, you can reach to your upline if they're not available. There's somebody above them. There's somebody to the sidelines. So we are a network of support, and along the way, you will have support, and you will not be alone. But keep in mind that it's your decision, and you are an independent consultant. Second expectation, there's going to be some ups and downs. So that is part of the course. And like I said, it's a simple system, but it's not always easy. So there's going to be times where you're going to be on top of the world and you're thinking, this is easy. I can totally do this. And then there's going to be some setbacks. And that really is part of the business. So you might be so excited to be starting this, and you are so filled with hope, and you know this is going to change your life and your family's life, and you share it with your best friend, and they don't see it. They have some fear. Sometimes people closest to us come up with some objections because they're worried about us, and that feels like a step back. Sometimes we have all these people we want to share with, and we have a party scheduled and they cancel, and it's a setback. And as soon as you can start to really accept the fact that there are ups and downs and it's part of the business and look at it as a business, it will make it easier. And I remember one time I had ordered a cake from Wegmans, which is a grocery store near us. And I decided I'm going to make something at home instead. So I called up and I canceled the order, and the person on the other line said, okay, no problem, and hung up. And I thought, oh my gosh, there are so many times that in my business, if somebody says, oh, I don't want to order that after all, or, oh, I don't want to do this, I think they're rejecting me. And I take it personally, when really this is part of business. The person on the other line was not emotionally attached to that cake. And so often we have to remember that though we're a belly-to-belly business, and it's based on relationships, and that's that's what's so powerful about it, it also, at the end of the day, is a business. And so there are things that we need to learn not to take personally. And I will say that's easier said than done. But remembering that there are going to be some ups and downs. So one thing that's really, really important is to let your sponsor know your whys. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But as you share with your sponsor why you're doing Arbonne, what wakes you up in the morning ready to fight for another day, what gives you hope, what gives you purpose, what is this dream that Arbonne is going to help you fulfill, that's so important for your sponsor to know. Because when you hit a roadblock, or when you're in a lull and you maybe start pulling back, you're not attending the monthly discovers or getting on training, or you're quiet, your sponsor will come alongside you and say, hey, remember you said this, has anything changed? How can I support you? So that is one way that you will weather the storm, and really lean on your sponsor. Your sponsor introduced you to Arbonne for a reason. Your sponsor cares about you, and your sponsor is here for you. So as you go through those ups and downs, also know that you're not alone, that there are so many different hurdles, different struggles that people have gone through. And remember that you are not the only one. And one thing that's so powerful about going to GTC is being around thousands of people who have experienced ups and downs. And so if you are struggling at all, one great thing to do is to go to arbonnesuccess.com and really read some Eye on Arbonnes. Another thing is to be prepared to grow. You may have thought that you were going to sell protein or lipstick, but truly Arbonne is a self-development company disguised with health and wellness. And that was something that I was not expecting. Frankly, I didn't even realize how much I needed to grow. But through Arbonne, there's going to be so many opportunities to grow personally. And it's a continual process. There are lots of resources that are going to be given to you, but as you grow in your business, you will grow personally. And the beauty of that is what you're learning and growing in will affect not just your business, but all aspects of your life. So whether you have a full-time job, it's going to impact that. If you have a family, it's going to impact that. Your friendships, every kind of relationship will be impacted by the growth that you are going through. So that is something that you want to be aware of. And it is definitely a blessing that comes through this business. And another thing is, as you grow, you can share that by contributing to others. You can share with your sidelines. You can share with other people in the business, and you can share what you're learning with other people that you know in your life. There are skills that you are going to learn that will impact other people's lives in a positive way. I know just learning about positive mindset will impact how you talk to others, how you pour into others, and other people will be blessed, not only by the business, not only by the products that you're sharing, but by you, because you will be a gift because of what you're growing. And it's wonderful that we can do that together. Also, another thing to be aware of is to make a decision to stay, because as you stay, you will continue to grow. Do not compare. It is so easy to look at someone else's story and say, oh, she went to the top in a year. Carlita Nelson went to the top in 3 months. She got her white Mercedes. Oh, this is what so-and-so's doing. And first of all, we don't know the whole story. Usually there's ups and downs. And also, you have a unique story that is worthy of being shared with others. So make the decision not to quit, because this is not a get rich quick plan. You can accumulate and grow wealth over time, but it's going to take effort, and it's going to take stepping out of your comfort zone. It's going to take things that maybe it looks like other people aren't going through, but I guarantee that somebody in Arbonne has come through a struggle similar to yours. So decide to stay. Deciding to stay is really, really important. And that's what sets people apart in network marketing. Many people look at network marketing. Some people start, and a lot of people choose not to stay. But the people who stay are the people that we hear about. These are the people that are changing lives. These are the people that are growing and sharing with others. So decide to stay. And know also, even making the decision to sign up, you should congratulate yourself, because that is a decision that most people don't make, because it's not traditional and it's something that's outside of the norm. And you are brave and you are bold. And men and women who decide to join Arbonne are set apart. They're different. And so remember that. And when you go through those ups and downs, decide, I'm going to stay because I am brave and I have something to share with others. So don't lose heart. And if you do, it's okay. Reach out to others, and you can borrow your sponsor's belief until yours grows. And that's why we are all connected, and it's wonderful because it is truly a family. So these are some things really to be aware of, and know that what you're experiencing is normal. Excitement is normal. Frustration is normal. Everything in between is normal, and somebody has gone through it, and it's part of that process, and it's part of your process. So I'm going to talk about the action plan, and really this is the foundation of your business. Once you fill this out, it's okay to, and I would encourage you to keep referring back to it, because really this is the structure that we will continue to use to build and grow our business. The first page is the whys, and this is why you are doing this. So you can write down immediately what comes to mind. Why did you join Arbonne? Is it something financial? Write the specific amounts down. Write the specific, maybe you're moving or you have a certain need. Write those down. Put them on paper. There is power to writing things down. And then don't just stop at the immediate, but look and dream bigger. What is it that Arbonne could do for you and for your family? What is it, if you really let yourself dream, Arbonne could do? And know that these will change and grow as you stay in Arbonne. And so that's why it's so important to constantly look back at these and remember it. Because if you go through a low, you need to remember, why am I doing this? And when you meet one of those, what else could you do? Look at the different levels of Arbonne. Look at the different income levels and think, okay, what could I do with a couple extra $100 a month? What could I do with a couple thousand? What could I do with $22,000 a month? And write that down, because that is what gives you staying power. So it's also really nice if you have a family to involve those in those dreams and writing them down and being part of it, because it really is a family business. When you think about, if you have to go away for the evening and your kids don't want you to go, you remember, this is why you're doing this. When your family, when your loved ones see you reaching for goals, they can cheer you on and support you along the way. So the whys is where we always start, because this is where it comes down to what got us into Arbonne and why we will stay. The second step, if you haven't done it already, is your 100-person list. And what's wonderful about our action plan is everything you need to do to fill this out, there's instructions along the way. So as you fill out your 100-person list, write down everybody you know. Do not qualify who they are. Do not think that, oh, they wouldn't be interested in Arbonne, I'm not going to write them down, because I did that. So don't limit yourself. Anybody you know, because somebody you know might make you think of somebody else that is connected who may be interested. And then after you write down your people, you're going to go through and you're going to mark them up for a dream team. And there's directions on there about how you're going to star them and once you look through that, the people who have more than 2 stars will probably be people on your dream team list. And so once you do that, what we're going to do is we're going to start reaching out. Let me just tell you that our goal each month, our system of success, is to reach out to 40 faces a month, which when you first start out might seem like, okay, who are these 40 faces? What does that look like? And I'll explain what that looks like. But for our 40 faces are people that we are sharing the whole Arbonne story with. So that's the history, our products, and the business. And our monthly goal, our building block that we call it, is $2,500 in sales. And if you're speaking to 40 people in a month, you're going to hit that building block. And so how do you do that? There's different types of activities. And so we have what's called a funnel system. And you always want to start at the top of the funnel. And the top of the funnel, which is the most amazing part of Arbonne, is the opportunity, the business opportunity. So when you are reaching out to people, you want to start by asking them to take a look at the business. And we have these great take a look calls. They're 20 minutes on Zoom. And it's a really convenient way for people to learn about the business opportunity. That's the top of the funnel, and that's where you want to start with people. The next level of the funnel is hosting a group presentation. And this is an opportunity for you to get people together, more than, a handful of people together, to share the Arbonne story, talk about the products, share about the business. But it's really like a sampling where you're showing the products and sharing with people. And the wonderful part about a group presentation is you could be sharing up to 5 people, 6 people at a time. So if you think about that, if you share with 5 people at a presentation, you do 8 of those, that's your 40 faces. That's 8 times that you're leaving your house and you've shared with 40 people. The next level of the funnel is if you're having a personal presentation. So as you're getting started, we'll talk about that in just a moment, is when you're setting up your calendar, is hosting your own personal sampling. And you can invite people to attend that. So maybe they're not ready to listen to the business. They aren't sure about hosting, but they could come to your home and learn about Arbonne. So that's another way to do it. If you've already done that, or if your personal sampling isn't coming up maybe for a little bit, you could also set up a one-on-one and just share it with people one-on-one. The next step would be to give them a sample where you could say, okay, thank you so much for supporting me. I'd love for you to try out our products and see what you think about them. And then if the next level, the bottom of the funnel, would be asking for a referral. And so this is awesome because it grows your network. So it might not be that the person that you thought of is immediately ready to fall in love with Arbonne, but they might know somebody who they think will. And you never know. A lot of times people who you initially ask, they might need multiple exposures before they really look at Arbonne. So never give up on people, but move down through the funnel and then ask other people. So we're going to talk about what those, when you're first starting out your business, after you're looking at, before you start asking, you need to look at your calendar, and you really need to set aside time that you can work your business. We talk about fitting Arbonne into the nooks and crannies, but you really need to prioritize your calendar and look at where can I find time where I can work my business. The first thing you want to do is look at in the next week or two and decide 5 20-minute slots. 5-minute times where I could do those take a look calls. And when you're reaching out to people, there is verbiage in the action plan. When you're reaching out to your dream team people, you could ask to listen to the business and have those times set aside already, where you can say, I can do it at this time or this time, so that you're ready. Because when people say yes, you want to be ready. The next thing you want to do is find spots in your calendar to set aside time for group presentations. So if you can find 6 to 10 time slots where you could go and do a group presentation, generally it's about a 2 to 3 hour time block where you're going to go set up, share, and come back. So set aside those times, because if you ask somebody to listen to the business and they want to try the products first, then you can say, sure, let's do a group presentation. Here are my time slots. Get ready to fill those out. The next one would be, you could also have one-on-ones depending on if you don't have a personal sampling available as well. And a one-on-one presentation would take less time than a group presentation, but you are still going to share the full story. And then you also want to pencil in on your calendar our team trainings, these Wednesday night calls. So we have 8:30 for our tri-region, and then we have our 9:30 for our nation trainings, your monthly Discover, wherever those are, where you are locally, and set that time aside and make it a priority to connect. And then it's time to start reaching out. And so there is verbiage, like I mentioned, in our document, and I would highly suggest that you practice with your sponsor first. And I know I was a little bit intimidated to practice with my sponsor, but practice, practice, practice. The verbiage is in there for a reason. It has been very effective for people. You obviously want to make it your own. So you want, if you normally say, hey girl, what's up? Or hey, what's going on, man? You might say that, but you want to use the same language, the same verbiage that is in there, while making it your own, because that is going to help express what you are calling for and also use that system. So practice pick out 4 to 5 people from your dream team. Practice with your sponsor. You can do this using Boxer, which is a free app, which is a phenomenal way to communicate. And then go through the asks. As you're going through, you're going to ask for dream team. Same thing with the funnel. You're going to ask to, if they're not interested in listening to the business, ask if they'd host a presentation for you, help you get started. Ask them if they'd attend your presentation. Ask about a sample, or ask for a referral. And all of that verbiage is in there. And as you're going through and asking, your calendar will fill up with different kinds of activity, because not everybody might want to listen to the business right away, but some might would rather host. Some people would like to try the sample first, and then you can cycle back up from, now do you want to host? And as that will build a well-rounded calendar for you to get your business started. And I know I'm out of time and there's so much to share, but this is just training. This does not replace time with your sponsor and going through your action plan. This is just giving you information. You and your sponsor can go through that, but I wish you all the best of luck as you get started, and know that we are all in this together. And thank you so much.
Kim, thank you so much for sharing that. That was amazing. Can you hear me? Okay. I was going to say thank you for sharing that. And hopefully those of you that are new or relaunching your business feel equipped, that you know what you need to now go do as some next steps. And for those of you who have been doing this for a while and are starting your own people, you now know and can walk someone through how to use the action plan. So everything Kim walked through goes along with our How to Get a New Consultant Started guide that's posted in our Facebook group. So make sure to pull that up. And like she said, if you're new and you're getting started or relaunching, follow up on this with your sponsor and with your upline to have them help you continue moving forward in those steps. So thank you guys for plugging in, and we will see you over on Facebook Live for our Discover Now, and then in 30 minutes for our multi-nation training call. So please reach out again if you do need the information for those calls. Thank you, Kim.
Thanks.